Aaron, is that lower screen also Zoom?
No.
Oh, turn it off then. No need for it. No need.
Just a post.
Are you recording the whole thing for YouTube? Okay, let's go ahead. Good morning, Sarah. I know somebody else joined. And let's go ahead and bend at the elbows and make some circles with the at the shoulders, up and back and down, up, back and down. And then we'll change the direction of the movement, up, forward, down, and back. Good, excellent. Let's come down and let's give our neck a good stretch. Bring the chin down and coming over to one side and then over to the other side and over to one side and over to the other side. Good. Okay. And I have a wonderful assistant with me this morning, my son, helping with the audio video. If you want to check and make sure that Sarah's on without blocking the view, if you can figure out
That is not
how to do that. Now you just quickly hit participants.
Sarah Kahn.
So I have two people, good. Okay, excellent. Sarah, if you have anything to tell me, feel free. But we're going for kind of a gentle intermediate class this morning. And of course, as always, the first principle is do no harm, non-violence. So you take care of yourself. Use pillows, blankets, and don't do anything that's risky during this class. Because I don't know exactly what's going on in your body. I can't see you. So I'm just going to give you generally good movements that are good for many people, but they might not all be good for you. So you have to pay careful attention. Try to keep breathing the whole time, and try to focus your attention on the breath or the sensations. Okay, nice. Let's have fists with the hands, and we'll drag the knuckles right along the side of the body. In this movement, you might want to let out a short, choppy breath. It's called the monkey hara breath. Okay, good. And releasing, and just take your right leg, bring it forward, and come down, and come up. So we come down with the exhalation, we come up with the inhalation. Down, and up, and down, and up. And if this repetitive movement is not good for you, then you just hold either the warrior or the straight-legged runner stretch. And actually, I'm going to come into the straight-legged runner stretch. I invite you to join me. Both hands on the right leg, and a good stretch for the back of that leg, and a few breaths. Okay, and then a warrior one pose. Aaron, why don't you come next to me and show us your warrior one, right next to me. He's going to take over the studio one day, maybe, if it be thy will. Okay, nice. And let's come down. And let's go ahead. You guys step forward with your left leg. stay next to me, Aaron, and you step forward with the same leg as me here. This one. Okay, and we're going to do down and up, down and up. So we inhale as we come down. We exhale as we come down. We inhale as we come up. And that always makes sense, to exhale when you're folding forward, inhale when you're lengthening your spine. Because we can just fit more oxygen in our lungs when our spine is tall and our chest is open. It's all about the breathing. Come on, Aaron, right in sync with me. Like on television. Okay, let's come down now. Both hands down. And bring your torso toward your left leg. And give me 3 deep breaths. Always better to count the breaths than to count the seconds. Okay, and then let's bend the left knee, and we'll bring both arms up. And we're in the Warrior One pose. Okay, let's have the 3 breaths here. And then we'll release it. We'll lower down. And we're going to try a round of the sun series. So the hands come right in front of the chest. Yes, stay with me. And do what you can. That's all. The arms come up. The hips press forward. And then we come down. Hands all the way down if you can. And you're going to step back with your left foot. And we're going to mirror you. Other way. We're mirroring them. Good. And then stepping back into the push-up position. Knees down. Buttocks back. Puppy stretch. And bring the hips forward. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Head is right between the arms. Heels press down. And then you guys take a big step forward with your right foot. We'll go left. Good. You got it now. The bent leg runner stretch. And then stepping forward. Squeeze. Inhale as you open. Exhale as you close. Inhale as you open. Exhale as you close. And this time take a step back with your right foot. Bent leg runner stretch. Gazing forward. Press back with your back heel. Strong upper leg, your left leg. And then step back into the push-up position, flat like a board. The knees come down. Bring the buttocks back and stretch out those shoulders. And then the hips come forward, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And a big step forward with your left foot. Now, a lot of people need to take 2 or 3 steps forward in order to get their knee lined up with their ankle. Eyes are gazing forward, and then step forward. Squeeze and bring it up. Opening and closing. And we'll just do a little bit more standing, and then we'll come down before too long. We'll try to focus on getting a lot of floor poses done. But first, feet wide apart. And another pose in this week's sequence is the triangle pose. So we bring the arms right up. Chest is wide open. And then turn the right foot out. Turn the left foot in a little bit. And reach, 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 reach. And try to shift your right arm down, your left arm up. And you can gaze down or forward, or for more difficulty, look up and take a few breaths. Okay, from here, let's come right into a warrior two pose. Right knee bent, palms facing down, fingers together, thumb near the fingers, gazing at the right fingernails. Strong. If necessary, we're ready for battle. Sometimes life really feels like a battlefield. We don't know what's coming next, so we just have to be strong and ready for whatever comes. Okay, and from the warrior two, let's test out our balance. We'll do this in stages, so we'll just try to shift all the weight onto the right foot and leg. Now you might need a chair, or you might want to be near a wall, and you're taking your left foot up. Now you can keep your arms parallel to the floor like this, or if you want more difficulty, you might use a chair or some pillows. Some people use the floor. And come into the balancing half moon with the right leg straight, the left leg parallel to the floor. Just do what you can, don't risk an injury. Okay, nice. Gracefully releasing. Hands come back onto the hips. And we'll do the same on the other side. So first the triangle. The left toes are pointed out. Arms up. Reach as much as you can. Reach, reach, reach. And then shift. And press down into your feet. Bring your right hand up toward the ceiling. You can either look down or forward or look up at the raised hand. And give me your 3 deep breaths here. Well, I should say give you. Okay, when you're ready, bend your left leg. Knee directly above the ankle. Both arms up, fingers together, thumb near the fingers. Gaze over at your left fingernails. Warrior two. We practice yoga, and then hopefully when life changes, as it always does, we are ready. We're ready to hold our ground. We don't get easily pushed over. We don't get too easily upset. We stay peaceful, calm, and constructive. In situations that are difficult, some people are prone to hysteria, and we want to avoid hysteria. Okay. The hands come down onto the hips, and then we'll try our balance. So just a little shift is all it takes. You don't have to bring your right foot up high, but if you want more difficulty, you can try to bring your right leg parallel to the floor and then shift your left hand down and point your right arm up, and then the focusing of the eyes down, forward, or up. Balancing poses require lots of focus. We can't have our mind wandering off. We've got to be right here, right now. And that's a good thing. That's what we want with yoga. Our yoga develops self-control and self-mastery in every area. Okay? When we have self-control, we can serve our Creator and serve His creation. But when we don't have control of ourselves, we can only give what we've got. If we have a little control, so we can give a little bit. If we have a lot of control, we can give a lot. And of course, people and our Creator love when we're given wholeheartedly. It's very pleasing. So to me, this speaks to the essence of yoga. What we're really after. We're not just trying to stretch our legs and strengthen. It's our whole being. We want involved, focused right on the target. We want to hit the target. An archer who practices archery, at first he misses the target. It goes far one way and then he adjusts. It goes far the other way, too high, too low. But as he keeps practicing, he gets better and better until he hits the bullseye. So it's the same with us. May we hit the bullseye today. Okay. The feet are pressing down. And the head comes up. Fingers reach out. And we'll do a final standing pose here called the victory pose. Knees bent, buttocks down, elbows back, chest open, a big smile. Two parts, making things happen and accepting what is. May we have the wisdom to know when to act and when to just accept. And may we have a sense of serenity as we navigate. Okay, let's go ahead and lower the arms down. And then we're ready for those floor poses. So for the first floor pose, let's come down onto our back. And we'll just take that right knee in. And let's come into a knee down twist. So with your hand on your right knee, just guide the knee across. Try to press it gently down toward the floor. And see if you can anchor your right shoulder blade on the floor. Your right arm makes a 90-degree angle with your torso. And your head is turning to the right. And breathe. It's a ringing out pose. Good. And then let's release it. And before we twist to the other side, let's stretch really tall on the floor. Reach through the fingers, press the heels, press the crown of the head. And then we'll come into the knee down twist. The left knee comes in. And just guide that knee across. And try to press your left shoulder blade down. Turn your head. Your left arm is making a right angle with your spine. And you're either pointing your nose at your fingernails or you're looking at your fingernails. And every breath is under your control. It's tricky because the breath does happen all by itself, so we may think, oh, I don't need to control it. But if we don't control it during yoga, we're not getting nearly the full benefits. Not nearly. Sometimes in our life we think, oh, God's in charge. I don't have to control anything. I'll just let it all happen. But we don't get nearly the benefits in life if we just take that stance. There are a lot of things that we can do, a lot of good change that we can make. And we should be energized and alert and ready to make those changes. Yes, God is in charge, but we're his helper. And let's do our part fully. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and release that twist. And we'll press the heels out and reach through the fingers. Let's do a little abdominal strengthening. So we'll just cross the ankles. You want to do some crunches with us? Good. I love it when he's with me. Okay. Good. And up and down, up and down, up and down. Crunch. It's the core of the body, and don't hurt your back. If we have strong abdominal muscles, it helps protect our back. It's just the other side of the spine from the low back. Good. And how about we lift and lower the legs next? We'll tuck the hands underneath, and we'll take the legs up and down, up and down. Going back to rest. Up and down, up and down. Okay, nice. And down. And let's pull that right knee in again. And we'll just take the left leg and we'll bring the leg up and down. So right knee is in toward the right shoulder. Left leg is lifting and lowering. And you choose whether you want to have your left knee bent or if you want to have your left leg straight. I like to keep mine bent. I find it's more difficult on my back if I straighten my leg. Okay, and let's switch left knee in and right leg up and down, up and down. Okay, good. And let's go ahead and release it. We'll just bring both knees in toward the chest and rock from side to side. So you're massaging your back against the floor and just make sure that this feels okay. If it's painful, then don't do it. I have a good yoga mat, and underneath it I have a special mat. So there's lots of cushion. But if you're on just on a small carpet or a mat on a wood floor, it's going to be a different experience. Okay, very nice. Let's go ahead and roll our body over. So we come onto the belly next. And we'll move through the full locust series. So the hands tuck right underneath the thighs. And let's have the chin or mouth resting on the mat, and we'll begin taking the right leg up, pointing the toes, And breathing. Let's go for 5 breaths here. Okay, let's lower down and let's switch. So now you're bringing your left leg up off the floor and taking those 5 breaths. When you're ready to release, lower down and windshield wiper the legs from side to side, stretching out the back. Every step of the way, you're paying attention and you're making little adjustments or major adjustments so that this works for you today. Your body's not only very different than mine, but it's different from one day to the next, one week to the next, so always paying attention. What worked in the past may not work right now. Okay, let's go ahead and tuck both hands underneath the thighs. Press the palms down and lift both legs up. The full locust. Chin or mouth is on the floor, and this contracts the low back muscles. A little contraction for the hamstrings and a stretch for the quadricep muscles too. Okay, nice. Let's lower down. We'll untuck the hands and puppy stretch. Coming back with the buttocks toward the heels. The hands are walking forward or sliding forward. The shoulders are getting stretched out. And let's take our 3 deep breaths. Use the nose. The mind may wander off. That's what the mind tends to do. But we just bring it back to what's present again and again. The whole practice is a meditation in itself and a preparation for seated meditation. The more we meditate, the more insight, wisdom, discernment. It doesn't replace learning, but it's of great value. There's more than one way to make a nice connection. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and come into a kneeling position. And I know that if your knees are in pain, you're going to put some pillows under your knees or something, a blanket, so that you have enough cushion. And let's come into a camel pose. Hands come on the low back. And the hips press forward. The chest opens. And then you may want to try bringing your hands lower down, like onto the heels. Try to keep your hips directly above your knees. And with your chest wide open, you can fill your lungs even more. let's release the camel and come into a child for a moment. I'll make a couple of fists. You might try that. A couple of fists, rest the head on the top fist. Relax for a moment. Making things happen, letting things be. May we strike the right balance today. Okay, nice. Let's go ahead and just see if we can rest the head down and bring the hands behind the back. Now, some people will need pillows under their head or blankets. This is called the symbol of yoga. And it's generally okay to put a little bit of weight on the very top of the head if your neck is perpendicular to the floor. Just err on the side of gentleness and caution. The arms come up away from the back. The fingers are interlaced. Okay, and then we make our way into a kneeling position once again. And the hands come on the hips, and just turning the head from side to side. Good. And then bring your right leg out to the side. And let's come into a half circle. So you can come down on your fingers, your left palm, or you can make a fist. I like to make a fist. And then the right arm comes up near the ear, and we're making one diagonal from the sole of the foot through your right fingers. The hips come forward, the chest is open. And let's go for 3 breaths in the half circle. You choose if you want to focus your gaze. You can look forward, you can look up with the raised hand. Okay, the gate. Squeeze the gluteal muscles, the buttocks, to help support your spine. Bring the back of your right hand against your right leg. Take your left arm up and make a gate. You're reaching with your left fingers. May we have wisdom to know what to protect and hold dear and what to keep out. The gate. We want to keep out bitterness, resentment. We don't want to hold anger in us. We have to deal with these things quickly, because if we hold them, they're a blockage. They block the flow of love and gratitude that make everything work well. We know that we want to do all we can to cultivate gratitude. And anything that interferes with this has to go. Okay. Let's go ahead and extend the left leg out. And then we'll come down. Now you can be on your finger pads, your palm, or your knuckles. And then take the left arm up. And the half circle. Hips forward, chest open, breathing. Every breath is a big yes to life. Here I am. How can I help? Okay, nice. So let's squeeze the buttocks. And we'll come up. Back of the left hand against the left leg. And the gate. So you're stretching the right side of your body. Good. And releasing. Let's bring our body into a seated position with the legs extended out. You may want to sit right on the edge of a pillow. And it just kind of tips the pelvis forward a little bit and puts less stress on the back when you have a little pillow under there. For many people, arms come up and come on down, and see what you can take hold of. Feet, ankles, shins. My dad, who I love dearly, he says that if God wanted me to touch my toes, he would have put them where my knees are. Okay, Dad. He's got a real sense of humor. Okay, good. And let's go ahead and release. And we'll remove the pillow. And in a seated position, just bring the knees from side to side. Okay, bring your knees over to the right. And bring your left hand around close to your right hand. See if you can get your right elbow down, maybe even your left elbow. If you need a pillow or something, you can put a pillow under your belly, chest, and relax down. And get a twist out of this. Turning your head to the right. And breathe as deeply as you can and focus your attention on what's present right here. Very grounding yoga. There's a simplicity that we're just being present. We're not trying to solve all the world's problems, figure out how it's all going to work out. We're just breathing and feeling. We're in touch. In touch with ourselves. Okay, let's keep the right elbow down. And let's bring the left leg for a little swing. Swinging that leg. Okay, can you reach back and take your foot? Here's a really nice stretch for the large upper leg muscles, the quadriceps. Pressing the foot into the hand, bringing the right knee back, bringing the head back. Use your nose. Deep, slow, and steady is the ideal breath. Okay, good. Release, and side to side. Good, let's bring the knees over to the left. And if you need a pillow, you can put it in place. We'll come around and we'll bring down the left elbow and maybe even the right elbow and turn the head to the left and relax into it. There's no rush now. We're sinking in to the present moment. Tuned into our own body. Nurturing ourselves wholeheartedly. Okay, and then the left elbow remains down. And let's pick up the right leg and give it a little movement forward and back. It can be a slow movement, but if you want something a little more vigorous, you can pick up the pace. You can even let out a ha if there's some frustration or aggression that you want to work out. Better to work it out right here than to take it out on an innocent person or even a guilty person. There are better ways to deal with people. Ha, 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 ha. Okay, and then reaching back for the top of your foot and pressing the foot into the hand, bringing your right knee back. You can bring your head back and open your chest. And breathe. Good. Let's release. Let's bring the legs wide apart. And down, across, and up. Down, across, and up. Okay, and let's change the direction of the movement. So you're coming down over the left leg, sliding your hands across, coming up over the right leg. Down with the torso and the arms, across and up as you're over your right leg, turning down to the left leg, across, and then the next time the arms come up, just reach your hands toward your toes. We're in the seated angle now. We try to have our legs straight, and we're very aware of our back muscles. Do no harm. Don't risk. Just a good stretch for today. Little by little is our way. Okay, let's keep the legs wide apart, and let's see if we can lean back onto the palms and lift the buttocks up. Good. Lowering down. And just coming into a seated position. And let yourself be like seaweed. You just go on with the flow. No agenda now. And now you can decide what comes next. Maybe there's some pose that you think would be helpful, or that your body's just telling you that some area needs your attention, and you can respond directly to it. So try a few moments of experimenting with me, just doing as you feel moved. If you're not sure what to do, you can certainly try copying me and see how that works for you. When we take time out to nurture ourselves so deeply, our cup, it runneth over, and we have so much energy and compassion, and we can really care for people around us on a whole nother level. It's like the opposite of being burnt out. May we nurture ourselves, make a good connection to our source, and have so much to share, so much to help others in so many ways. Energy is flowing. Those who understand yoga know that it's not a selfish practice. It's really an offering. We do take care of ourselves, but that's not the end of it. We have to take care of ourselves. We can never trade in this body that we have. You can either continue with what you're doing, or if you'd like to join me in a seated sun breath, you can take the arms up with an inhalation and down with an exhalation. Inhaling up and exhaling down if you like. Interlacing the fingers, pressing the palms up. Again, if you're doing your own thing and it's working for you, feel free to stay with it. And when you reach a point of completion, just let yourself come down for a few moments of relaxation. It's all a lot of experimenting that we do. And we see what the results are, and we go with what works, and we share what works with other people. And then they'll get to choose what works well for them. So, if you're joining me in relaxation now, just soften your face and release any tightness in the eyes or any tension in the jaw. Turn your head a little bit from side to side. And then bring it to a nice, comfortable, central place. And relax the shoulders. And give your arms the message that right now there's nothing to hold on to. Nothing for the hands to grip. You're breathing effortlessly now if you're in the relaxation. And you're just watching the rising and falling of the chest and the belly. Noticing the belly helps you to know whether you're really breathing fully. If we're breathing fully, there should be a little bit of movement in the belly. But it's a passive breath. We're just letting it happen. We're not making it happen now. Full natural breath. Chest and the belly are soft. The weight of the buttocks is on the floor. And you're softening all the way down the legs, the knees, the calves, ankles, feet. Toes, all relaxed. And just let your mind remain in the present, watching the breath, noticing sensations. And we'll take a few minutes just to relax in this resting pose. Each day we want to work really hard, wholeheartedly. And then we want to rest really deeply at night. When we practice yoga, it's the same. We work really hard, full attention, full effort, and then we have the resting pose where we fully turn off our will and let go. May we be fully engaged throughout our life as much as we can, and when it comes time for us to pass, may we just have a nice, simple, smooth transition to the next place. in such a way where we have no need for guilt and shame and regret. More and more we're doing what we're here to do, and we're caring for ourselves deeply. And we'll take a few moments without any words. Silence is golden. Just another minute. Now, of course, if you're at home, you may feel like you could really use a longer relaxation, and I invite you to give yourself that gift if you can. If that's what's called for. Terrific. So if you'd like to formally end the class with me in a seated position, you can come on up. And we'll complete our class just sitting. Today's a new day. Look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. For in its brief course lies all the realities and verities of existence, the bliss of growth, the splendor of action, the glory of power. For yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow is only a vision. But today, well lived, makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day. And thank you so much for joining me in this. I'd love any feedback, or even to know that you enjoyed the class. And I hope you'll continue to join me in recorded classes and perhaps some live classes. And we have other teachers also teaching. peacefulpresence.com. You can see the schedule and sign up and get lots of other resources. Thank you.